me. So when I'm tasting, if I go into, especially with the añejos and extra añejos, sometimes they go into that Scotch or they go into a bourbon realm.
Sure.
I tend to really appreciate something that goes in closer to a Scotch realm,
Interesting. Yeah.
which is why my first tequila, what? The Trace
Right.
Barricas. Now, I just got the new bottle in
That's a fancy
this
bottle.
week, and the profile was a little bit different. Now, this one is a 3-barrel. It is a añejo. This one probably retails about $75 if you find this out somewhere else. What I love about this one is it's aged in 3 different barrels: American oak, tawny port, and ruby port. It is a small batch with red fruit notes from port cask. I like this one because it surprisingly goes into what I call a Scotch realm for me.
Okay.
And so when I'm tasting with people, I'm always like, who's a Scotch drinker? Who's a bourbon drinker? And it's not that it's a right or wrong answer. It's just what you're going to probably prefer because that's what you're used to sipping on before. So you fellas come try, and I'm going to sip with y'all as well.
Excellent. That smells
And
great.
again,
You pick up those notes there, man. That's
that nice. Now again, I always tell people when you're sipping
Get the
really
American
nice,
oak.
when you're sipping good tequilas, you're always going to get hints of cinnamon and vanilla. That's always a guarantee. It's so abundant in Mexico. That's always going to come on the palate.
definitely getting that vanilla. A little
I mean, on the
toasted,
nose,
I
the
get,
vanilla
I
is.
get the cinnamon.
which is that too. At the end there, it stays on the tongue.
Yeah.
I mean, that is enjoyable.
Yeah.
I've not had that.
Yeah,
This
That's
is
very
good.
good.
And-
Love the bottle too. The little,
and- yes.
little ranchero style.
just like,
leather,
"Arr, yeah.
King Ranch style,
and
maybe.
and again, if you're at the house and you have one of those nice little round ice balls, you put one of those. I can go back and forth as far as room temp. Some people need that little ice just to kind of tone it down
Yeah.
and balance it out a little bit.
I don't think it needs ice. I mean,
I love this
is
one
good
as
at
it
room
is.
temp.
No,
This is
no,
so
yeah.
smooth. So this is a tequila.
This is tequila. This is
there-
an añejo.
This will warm
so what's
you
an
up.
añejo? Yeah, well, I'm warm on
Anejo
the
means
inside.
vintage
Okay.
in Spanish. So it's been
Gotcha.
aged
Right.
at least 2 years plus.
Yeah.
I don't know how long is that.
Well,
one been?
Ozzy, we missed the opportunity to start the conversation. Is most people don't realize that what makes tequila special is most of your other spirits is a raw product in the ground for 1 year. It's
Okay.
extracted and it's distilled and aged. That plant usually reproduces itself. Okay, tequila comes from the blue agave. They don't touch the blue agave on the lower end of tequilas. Sometimes 4. When you start getting into these beautiful tequilas, they're not touching that agave until 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah, mature.
It's a mature, like they wanted that plant to just take in as much energy from the earth.
Yeah.
Once they extract the agave from the ground, that plant is dead. So they have to replant it. So then once you go through the distillation process, the first level is your silver or plata. It's the same thing. If it goes into a resting stage at all, it's going to be a stainless steel barrel. But most of the time they go straight to the bottle, and that's why it's the clear. When you get to a reposado, which means rested, it's going to sit in an oak barrel or a barrel of some sort for at least 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
And it's going to start to get a little bit like a coloring agent because of the barrels. A silver plata will be always clear. When you get to the añejo, that tequila is aged in an oak or barrel for at least 1 year.
It's great.
So it's taking on more of the nuances of the barrel. The conversation we're going to have as we go further is what type of barrels, just like winemaking, it matters whether it's American oak, French oak, Hungarian oak, Canadian oak, what type of cherry cask barrels. So those flavors can kind of start infiltrating in that tequila.
But even like the port almost, this has kind of like a sweetness
Mm-hmm.
to it, which I imagine is from the port barrels
Yeah.
themselves, like the tawny port and the ruby port. So this is
Yeah.
good. Like I definitely get the red fruit notes for sure.
Right.
And it definitely warms you up. It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you feel the
Which is great for Cinco, right?
Yeah,
When it's
it's
got
great for Cinco.
Louisiana Cinco.
But you
Yeah.
can you see how as a Scotch drinker, why I
Yes.
like this?
Yeah, you definitely get some Scotch notes in there.
There's this
some
beautiful,
aging.
it's
Yeah.
really, really nice and subtle. This is one of my favorites. Again, I don't have a one true favorite. and I kind of sneaked a peek at some of Ozzy's, and and I already know that some of his favorites are some of my also favorites. And but
That's-
again,
yeah.
it's not
It's
about
tough. It's tough
And
to
again,
have.
it's not right or wrong. It's just what your preference
Yeah,
is.
it's what your
what you're in the
palate's
mood
after.
for.
Yeah.
And generally, that's kind of where I'm at, is what am I in the mood for?
Correct.
As I age, the hangovers are a little tougher the next day. So I'm looking for cleaner, pure, high quality stuff. And that's generally, like the Anejos, I love the Anejos. A lot of people are kind of a little scared of them because of they're a little bit more, a little robust, and they're not. To me, they're sipping.
Yeah.
Love to sip on them, but a lot of people want to mix them with cocktails, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's great. Nothing wrong with that. That is fabulous.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a great
Totally
choice.
a sipper. Really don't need anything else besides this, unless you want to put a little ice on. That's perfect.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
I would not want to put that.
Maybe
as a
shake
mixer.
it, stir it in a little ice, and then
That's it.
drain it.
Yeah.
Sip
So
up.
salud, fellas, and we'll
Salud,
move on to
yeah.
Ozzy. Huh?
Yeah.
Salud.
Yeah.